Hi Gemini, welcome to Third Eye Tarot. This is going to be your birthday bonus, so let's get straight into it. Hey Spirit, please read messages for Gemini's highest good. Thank you. All right, so welcome back, Gemini. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. You may notice that the sound quality is better than it has been recently. I got a new phone, yay. It was pretty bad there for a minute. It was kind of cool in a way, though. I mean, it reminded me of like one of those old recordings from a long time ago. It sounded like I was in a tunnel or something. But anyway, there you go. There's your card. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I like to get one overall theme from the Wild Unknown archetype and read from the book. I think it's beautifully written. I hope you enjoy. Today you have The Vow, page 173. I have the windows open so I can hear the rain. Hopefully you can too if you like that sort of thing, but I find it soothing. A couple of birds out there too. Got a bird in your picture here. Looks like a peace dove. One of those doves that, sometimes doves are released at a wedding, aren't they? Something like that. And we do have a card that's, the vow. Here we go. When the vow is spoken, the air shifts. Karmic ties are formed and destiny tilts on its axis. Our words and intentions have immense power. There is a reason the great mythic stories of our past often include a recitation of oaths and the mixing of drops of blood as a mark of union. The tricky part is that reciting the vow, no matter how casually, activates the eternal and unseen forces of the world. The ancestors bear witness. The laws of nature respond. These promises cannot be unsaid or forgotten, so breaking them can leave lingering complexities and loose ends. This card calls us to acknowledge the vow we are living by, consciously or unconsciously, and either recommit to it or create a ritual that signifies its closure. You've been underestimating the power of your promises. Ooh, Gemini. All right. So maybe you got to do some cord cutting, or maybe you need to throw more passion into something you've already committed to, like they said. That's some powerful energy right there. Let's open with, this is an interesting deck. This is very artsy. And if you don't know the tarot well, it's not the easiest to work with, but hopefully you do enjoy. This is, what is the name of this deck? God, I can never, Vision Prisma Tarot. The Vision Prisma Tarot. Here we have the world on the bottom. That's the 4 fixed signs: Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, and it represents a graduation, a leveling up. It could be that, perhaps there's something going global, worldwide. It could be a card of fame for that reason. This is for Gemini. Thank you, Spirit. The world is also perhaps somebody who's in a different part of the world from you, needing to travel. But ultimately, it's a graduation, a leveling up, which means you've passed the test, because you can't level up unless you pass the test. This is for Gemini. Eight of Swords. There's something that's keeping you trapped up in your mind, perhaps, here, Gemini, with the Eight of Swords energy. This person doesn't have to stay all huddled up there. You see that little person huddled up behind those swords? They're doing it to themselves. So it's a card of, self-sabotage and feeling trapped, but you're not really. It's just your perspective, right? And now this may not be your energy. It might be someone you're interacting with, but sword energy is, of course, air element, air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Your first card out is the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is typically shown very differently. Like I said, you need to know the tarot with this. This is having the higher ground, having the advantage, usually depicting somebody standing with a rod in their hand in a defensive pose, like you're not coming any further. They have the higher ground, they have the advantage. Here we just see somebody taking giant leaps forward over a very precarious situation. So, you know, even though I would like to say with this energy here, even though it's difficult, it looks like you're making it happen, Gemini, and you're taking these giant leaps forward, right? So again, having the advantage over some sort of a situation that is kind of difficult is what that's feeling like. Messages for Gemini. Ooh, you just got like the rest of your cards. And holy shit, Gemini, if the devil didn't just land on that Seven of Swords. Five of Swords on the bottom of the deck. So who are you fighting with? Are you fighting with yourself? It's quite possible it could be inner, self-sabotaging thoughts, negative mindset, that kind of thing. But the Five of Swords also could be, a devil energy that you're actually having to deal with. Okay, so whether that's another entity, a person who's just, toxic. The highest sense of the devil card is passion, a very passionate connection. However, since it landed on the Seven of Wands, which is having the advantage over a situation, a difficult situation at that, I would say that, this is a toxic situation you're dealing with. Five of Swords on the bottom of the deck. This could be some sort of a fight within a home environment. Okay, hi, Zoe. I have an extra dog here, y'all. Come here, Zoe. Come on. Come up and say hi. Come on. Okay, so this is Zoe. Hi, Zoe. Hi, Zoe. All right, she has to go back down now. I can't have her in my lap. So, Seven of Chalices. Lots of choices. Confusing energy. I'm going to put the devil right next to this Seven of Wands and then followed by the Seven of Chalices. So, the devil is being bookended by two sevens, interestingly enough. The Seven of Chalices, though, this is very dreamy energy. Perhaps you're dreaming of future options, but I just feel confusion, honestly, with this card, especially with the other cards that are coming out. There's some sort of very confusing energy connected to this devil. Perhaps we have tiny elephants coming next. This is unique to this deck. Tiny elephants is about needing to see something from a different perspective. Imagine, if you will, these tiny little elephants that live in the blades of grass outside, right? So to them, the grass is a whole universe, a whole world. But to us, it's just the freaking lawn, All right, so next you have Two of Wands coming under the Seven of Wands. So are we planning an adventure? Are we trying to bridge a distance, cross a distance here with the Two of Wands? It's something we're very passionate about. There might be travel involved. Like I said, with that world card that showed on the bottom of the deck initially, that is, of course, someone who's in a different part of the world or something that's in a different part of the world, or something that you need to travel towards, right? With the Two of Wands here. Yeah, travel. Wow. Six of Wands is next, and it's typically not depicted this way. Again, this is a far out deck, but this always reminds me of the Six of Swords in the typical tarot deck, because typically Six of Swords, you see someone in a boat riding out of difficult, choppy waters and going, into smoother territory, which is sort of what we're seeing here. But this is the Six of Wands. Very different energy. The Six of Wands is a victory. The Six of Wands is public recognition. The Six of Wands is an achievement of some sort and being recognized for that achievement, receiving accolades, being celebrated. It's a card usually depicted as someone who's riding back in on their horse after they've just won some battle, and all the townsfolk are around them celebrating, like, yay! But here we just see this one person in a boat finally, it seems like coming out of a dark night into the light of day. So, maybe it's a personal victory is what I want to say there with that energy. That is, interestingly enough, coming right under the devil. So the devil could represent addiction as well. Of course, if I didn't mention that, now I did. The devil represents all of our addictions. What is an addiction? Well, it's something that is very hard to resist typically until you've mastered it in some kind of way. It's a temptation of some sort, right? So 9 of Wands coming under the 7 of Chalices. Now, the 7 of Chalices, it was really giving me that very woozy, confused energy, right? The 7 of Chalices that came out. And, you know, that could be an alcohol addiction, I will say, only because it's right there next to the devil. And I was picking up just this kind of nauseated feeling, like maybe there's too much alcohol being consumed. Just going to throw it out there, you know, comes to mind. Don't make it fit if it's not your story. We have 9 of Wands, though, coming under this 7 of Chalices. 9 of Wands is typically you see it more as like the wounded warrior, the person standing there with a bandage on their head in a defensive stance. Again, here we just see somebody, though, who still has fight left in them. They're trudging forward, right? They are on the move somewhere. It's like we've gone from just planning to now actually on the move. Now, the 9 of Wands, though, this is someone who's been through a battle of some sort, been through some sort of a challenge at the very least, but they still have fight left in them. They still have moxie. They're still willing to go for it. Hey, baby, you don't have to bark. It's okay. All right, next. Interesting. Wow, Gemini, you have an extra card today, but perhaps what you don't see coming with this moon energy here is some communication, Knight of Swords, or perhaps you're readying yourself to be this communicator. Now, Knight of Swords is not the most soothing of messages. It can be a rude awakening. It can be a verbal slap in the face, you know, or proverbial, I should say. This is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy, sword representing the air element. Now, it doesn't have to be a slap in the face, but it certainly can be. Of all the knights, that is the one that is most cutting, direct, to the point, swift, in and out energy, very, you know, coming into da-da-da-da-da-da, say something, and then we're done type thing. Or it can just be, you know, somebody coming in swiftly with communication. We're going to clarify. Yeah, we'll use my mashed up deck. This is Rider Waite, which is the, you know, one of the traditional decks, mashed up with some additional major arcana for fun. This is for Gemini. Clarity on this spread, please. Things are perhaps a little dark right now. This is like, it's very dark, this spread in general, especially with it closing out with this moon. Like, it's just like something murky, lacking clarity with that 7 of Chalices or 7 of Cups. It's catty cornering it. It's right, you know, the moon right here under the tiny elephants could suggest there's a need for a perspective shift. 6 of Wands, I'm happy to see that under the devil. I have to say, it's showing a personal victory is what it's feeling like, perhaps over an addiction or some sort of negative situation that needs to be ended, you know, put a stop to it some kind of way. Whether that's a mindset, like you know, we saw that 8 of Swords in the beginning where we're keeping ourselves trapped just by our perspective, or if you actually are dealing with other contentious people and having to fight and it's kind of a cutthroat environment. Let's see. Clarity, please. Clarity for Gemini on this spread. All right, well, I see a fair bit of indecision, but somebody's just not seeing things clearly here, whether that's you or someone you're interacting with, Gemini. The Two of Swords is depicting someone with a blindfold, quite literally not seeing things, right? So again, with the lack of clarity that's coming through here. Now, this person has their heart chakra, on block. They're all tight, not open. The swords represent our mind. We're trying to make a decision here. We're maybe perhaps vacillating. This person has their back to the water. The water in the tarot is emotion. So it's like this person's not even really connected to their emotions here. It's something they're not wanting to see, not wanting to acknowledge, perhaps. Why is the Five of Swords over here on the bottom of the deck in Gemini's reading? Thank you, Spirit. Five of Swords for Gemini. Thank you. Interesting. We have Queen of Wands, Eight of Wands, Four of Wands on the bottom of the deck. Fire, fire, fire. And interesting, I say interesting because underneath this Five of Swords that we're clarifying right now is the Four of Wands. So, King of Swords under that. So that is, of course, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, the King of Air. Someone who's made their mind up. The victorious one, I would like to say, out of all these five swords that are bickering and fighting here, the king is obviously going to triumph. Now, Queen of Wands, this is fire energy. Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, doesn't have to be one of those signs. They could have that somewhere in their chart also. But this is someone who's very sexy. She's known as the sexy queen. Fire element is our passions. This is what gets us excited, gets us going. She, does have her legs open. You don't see any of the other queens that way. So it's really, truly to represent a very passionate person who pursues their whatever they're into, but it also represents somebody that, is either highly attracted to you, Gemini, or you are highly attracted to them. So, and see a potential future together here, a union energy, so much fire, so much passion. Look what's underneath this Four of Wands that was on the bottom of the deck. None other than the Three of Wands. So this is like we're seeing our ships arrive. We're going from the 3 to the 4. We're almost there. There's some sort of maybe water in between you or some sort of distance in between you. Hence the Eight of Wands, which can represent lots of passionate communication and or travel. Okay, so these two cards came out to clarify this Five of Swords. Why though? Like there's some sort of fight here, some sort of struggle here. Connected to, maybe there's a lot of competition, but it also just could be, and like I said, the way someone is thinking about a situation, negative mind patterns, that sort of thing, could have something to do with a vow as well. Perhaps we're wanting to move towards something that we're very passionate about here, but there's a need to do a proper energetic cord cutting. I could say, you're divorced in the physical mundane world. However, if you never took the time to do a spiritual cleanse and do a proper cord cutting so that you both can move on, it's with good intention. It's not to say, you're still angry or anything. It's just breaking those ties so that you can each have a new beginning. Just throwing that out there because, that was contained in that first card today. Seven of Wands is next. All right, wow. We just got a lot for the Seven of Wands. Now, the Seven of Wands was that situation that was very, precarious, right? But we're making it happen. We have the advantage in some kind of way here with giant leaps forward. Coming out to clarify the Seven of Wands is another seven. Seven of Swords. This is a very sneaky energy. In the highest sense of the Seven of Swords, it can be someone who's just strategizing, but, you know, I'm really not a fan of this card. I mean, he's literally just stolen those swords, and he's tiptoeing away from the scene of the crime as if he's going to get away with shit. Of course he's not going to get away with shit. It's bright as day out. And it's to represent that, you know, nothing goes unseen. Everything that we do is recorded in the cosmos, right? So there's nothing that goes unseen. People think they're getting away with shit, but they're not. So whatever's done in the dark eventually comes to light. Now, Seven of Wands, this could be this devil energy that, you know, something that's very, very toxic here. Because, you know, who is it that we're having this advantage over, right? The Seven of Wands is having the advantage over something, over people who are bringing in drama, perhaps. We also have Ace of Wands energy and the Queen of Cups. So with the Queen of Cups, it's water energy. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, she does have her back to this Ace of Wands. She's looking intently at her own cup, which represents her heart. The cups are our emotions, and they represent our heart, right? So she's not really interested in this Ace of Wands that's being presented here. It seems like she's intently focused on her own cup. The Ace of Wands can be a phallic symbol in the tarot. So it's like if somebody's coming in just with passion, this person feels pretty walled up. Like, no, we're not just, Like Four of Pentacles, this person, they have their pentacles pulled up to their, you know, knees pulled up to their chest. Everything's on tight. We're not opening up. There's something, perhaps this person's dealt with, you know, some really shady people who just want to get laid, yo. That's what this is feeling like. Gotta be honest. So this person's really just not even, she's not acknowledging it. It's like if you're coming in just with passion, it's really kind of a turnoff to this person, I guess. Don't blame them. You know, she's the Queen of Love, the Queen of Cups. This is about love. This is about genuine emotion. Nine of Pentacles is on the bottom of the deck, and I hadn't even noticed that until now. This is a single person who's doing just fine on their own, really. You know, they don't need anybody for anything. They have money in the bank. They're doing just fine. The devil. Why is the devil here in Gemini's reading? Thank you, Spirit. Oh, Judgment Day, bitches. You have the Judgment energy coming out, Gemini, with Justice on the bottom of the deck. Are you kidding me right now? Like, did we just say that, you know, there's nothing that goes unseen. Everything is recorded in the universe. Everything. And, you know, what goes around comes around. And it looks like it's Judgment Day for someone. Now, who are we saying that someone to? That devil energy, whether that's an actual someone or something like an addiction or a negative living space or something, right? Judgment is, it's like a wake-up call. And it's also, because it's coupled here with Justice on the bottom of the deck, feeling very karmic. Like scales rebalancing, wrongs being made right, that sort of thing. Now, this is a card of Scorpio. It is the rebirth energy of Scorpio. So some sort of a decision is made, and perhaps, you know, something can come back to life here. Now, the Ace of Wands, yes, it does represent something very passionate, phallic, sexual. It doesn't have to be, though. It can just be the fact that this queen here, this feminine energy, is just so focused on her own cup and, you know, receiving inspiration for her own life with that Nine of Pentacles that we saw a moment ago. But the devil is, it's Judgment Day, basically, for whatever that represents in your life there, Gemini. The devil is the major arcana for the sign of Capricorn. So far we have Pisces with the moon energy, Capricorn and Scorpio for majors. Libra here on the bottom of the deck. So 7 of chalices, like I said, that it's a very confusing energy. The 7 of cups or the 7 of chalices is about having a lot of options, but not all of the options are good options. Some of them are snakes in the grass, right? Ooh, interesting. I said that too, because the tiny elephants, they are living in the grass, aren't they? Now, coming out to clarify the 7 of chalices, wow, is the Page of Cups with the sun on the bottom of the deck. Now, this is beautiful energy. This is a new love. Okay, something starting small. Could be a little immature, on the immature side, younger energy with that page, but it also could just be like a surprise, like encounter that leads to something more, something that makes you very, very happy in any case with that sun on the bottom of the deck. Perhaps there's a whole lot of choices and we're making a, you know, a decision, a judgment call here on who to make that love offer towards. And, you know, I always like to say with the pages, even though they are a, you know, a younger energy, perhaps immature energy, it has to start somewhere. It has to initiate somewhere. And then whether it grows is dependent on both parties, you know, because both people have to choose the connection in order for it to work, right? So tiny elephants is next. This is about that perspective shift. Please clarify the tiny elephants for Gemini. And there we have the 6 of Swords that I was mentioning earlier. So this 6 of Wands that already came out, obviously you can see the correlation and why it reminds me of the 6 of Swords in the typical deck. Again, 6 of Swords energy is about leaving choppy water behind, moving into smoother water, which again means a smoother emotional journey, because water in the tarot is our emotions. Coming out to clarify the tiny elephants. Wow, well, hello, Gemini. We have a very clear mind. Suddenly our mind is made up. King of Swords. This is not someone who's vacillating. This is someone who's very decided, and you're not going to change this person's mind, certainly. The King of Swords is going to use that sword to cut something or someone out of his life in order to choose another thing. And it looks like it's absolutely amazing. 10 of Pentacles with the Fool. Like, what are we jumping into, Gemini? This is like overnight success and abundance and, I mean, long-term energy. Look at this. You have like, you know, grandpa. There's the little child pulling at her skirt there, mom, baby. And so it's generations of family, generational wealth. You see, it's literally raining money. So perhaps you're embarking on this new journey that is going to go well, is what I would like to say there. Leaving something difficult behind. 2 of Wands. So perhaps there is a bit of distance between you. There's some planning that's needed. And again, referencing that 7 of Swords that came out earlier, which is a sneaky card. Like I said, it can represent just strategizing. So perhaps we're actively strategizing and planning a trip, but we feel stuck. We feel very stuck. There's something very stuck here. Now, this 9 of Swords did hit on the Fool and 10 of Pentacles energy in the reverse. So I feel like somebody is gaining, again, that perspective shift. Tiny elephants also about a perspective shift. Now we have the Hanged Man on the bottom of the deck. So there was something that needed to shift in a person's mind, because they were sitting up in their head like this, all anxious and anxiety ridden about how we were going to bridge this distance. But it did hit in the reverse. So I'm going to say that, you know, perhaps we've gained this enlightenment. We've gained an epiphany of sorts. We're seeing more clearly now. King of Swords in the upright. And that is what ultimately is going to bring this victory, this movement forward, right? This 6 of Wands is a victory card. It's some sort of a personal achievement, it feels here. And wow, oh my goodness. You're about to be so freaking happy. You're like blissed out over here. 10 of Cups with the 6 of Wands. This is just happy, happy, joy, joy. We saw the sun a moment ago. I mean, happy birthday, Gemini. There's something you're overcoming, and it's bringing in a lot of success, balancing out things here with the Justice. Now, perhaps you are going to court for something specifically. If so, it looks like it'll be in your favor. Nine of Wands is next. The Nine of Wands, this is someone who's been through the battle, but they're still standing. They still have fight left in them. They still have the willpower and the desire to move forward, you know. So Nine of Wands is being clarified by the Four of Swords. You've taken your time to rest and heal and recover your energy, or whoever that is. Wow, yeah, double emphasis on the healing aspect with the Star being on the bottom of the deck right now. This is major arcana for Aquarius, but it represents a dream come true, wish fulfillment, make a freaking wish, happy birthday. It also does represent healing though. So restoration, and especially when it's here coupled with the Four of Swords, right? So you've been through some sort of a battle here, Gemini, but you are definitely recovering your energy. Why? Because you've made the decision to do so. The Four of Swords, this is someone who is on purpose resting and recovering and reclaiming and healing their energy. So the Moon, what is this Moon? This could be something hidden. This could be a very emotional connection. Let's see. Wheel of Fortune. Wow. Wow. With the Five of Wands on the bottom of the deck. So again, with this, you know, people fighting. There's some sort of a fight, or perhaps it's competition. This is drama, people bringing in drama. That's what's maybe about to change though. And you just don't even see it coming with the Moon. But the Wheel of Fortune is a massive turn of event energy. Like, and then suddenly, boom, we're up on top of the wheel again, you know, like winning, I'd like to say. Gemini, I like it. Let's get you some Moonology. This is for Gemini. Thank you, Spirit. If you like the way I read the cards, Gemini, please subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. Super helpful for me. I really appreciate it. Helps me to keep bringing free readings to YouTube. If you would like a private reading with me, the information on how to contact me is in the description box. Just click on the title to this video. It'll pull it down for you. If you'd like to make a donation to my channel, there is a link in the description box. Thank you to everyone who has donated. It's very helpful. This is for Gemini. Well. If that isn't telling, a time for healing, and it fell right on top of this Nine of Swords that's in the reverse, and right next to this Four of Swords that's in the upright. So listen, the healing process is never done. It's not like we reach a goal. It's, in my opinion, a continual process. I do a deep breathing meditation every single morning after my coffee. It is like absolutely revolutionized my mind, my health, my life in general. I put it on par with coffee to start my day. Like, that's how important it is. So it's free. So I highly recommend at least 10 minutes of just big in and big out. Set a timer and breathe. It's your only job for about 10 minutes. Hey, I like to do 20, but at least do 10, all right? Bottom of the deck, a fiery climax approaches. Full moon in Aries energy. That's intense, because we did see a whole lot of very passionate energy there. Again, though, it's interesting how the Queen has her face turned away from the passionate messages that are incoming with that Eight of Wands. Again, giving me this feeling of the feminine energy just being like, dude, if you're just coming in for sex, like, please just don't even fucking bother. And I'm just going to say, that's the vibe I'm catching, all right? If it doesn't fit your life, like, don't make it fit your life. This is a general message for the collective of Gemini. Let's get you a couple of cards from the angels and ancestors. Thank you, Spirit. This is for Gemini. All right. Bottom of the deck, we have mountains. Stand your ground. Well, if we didn't have that energy open up your reading today. The Seven of Wands is typically, like I said, someone standing on a ledge above the other people with a wand in their hand, very defensive, like you're not going to fuck with this, right? Stand your ground, Gemini, on some sort of an issue here. We also have broken arrow, embrace the energy of peace. Well, those are kind of conflicting, aren't they? Listen, standing your ground doesn't mean you need to be confrontational. That's just about maintaining your ground. So yes, embrace the energy of peace, but don't be a pushover. Okay, that's what that's feeling like. All right, so we also have Knight, be brave and honest. And holy crap, I totally forgot. Thank you, Spirit, for reminding me. I forgot to clarify this Knight of Swords, this communication that's coming in. Let's find out right now. They just reminded me to check. Let's see. We'll take a new deck for this. Why not? No. We'll stick with this one. Because this might be, you know, the competition or the fighting energy. This might be the communication that kind of seals the deal or does the damn thing. And it's interesting, sword energy, right? The Knight of Swords, and this knight here is also holding a sword. And I did say something about, in the beginning, there might be some vow that you need to do a cord cutting with. You need to use your sword in the spiritual realm to sever the tie so that you both can have these fresh new beginnings, right? Let's just clarify this Knight of Swords, please, for Gemini. Knight of Swords for Gemini before I read any more cards. Oh my goodness. Could be a marriage, Gemini, with the Hierophant coming out. Okay, something connected, like I said, to a vow. One that you either have to renew your vow energy or sever a tie with. We did see Justice come out. So perhaps, like I said, you are going to court for something. Coming out to clarify this Knight of Swords, we have a bunch. Let's see. Oh my, well, if it isn't the Knight of Swords once again. And look at how he's rushing in. Look at how stressed the freaking horse is, right? Like they're full steam ahead. They're coming in swiftly with some sort of communication. It can be cutting. It can be a rude awakening. Again, emphasis on the communication with the Page of Wands. Now, the Page of Wands and the Page of Swords are feeling very different. And in fact, they're going in opposite directions. It's like, perhaps, first we need to cut the cord with some other vow in order to start something else that's passionate in a different direction. Just saying. Because we do have the Eight of Cups here. This is walking away from something. Now, whether that's walking away from those 8 cups that are full of alcohol, like the message I got earlier, as far as like leaving an addiction, perhaps to alcohol in the past, or this is some other kind of situation which was emotionally dissatisfying and will never be a 10 of Cups. Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. Look. These are very different energies. This is dark and dismal and fucking sad and awful, right? It's not emotionally satisfying, so we have to leave it behind to go off and find, you know, emotional bliss there. There might be someone else who is stuck watching you as you collaborate. We have Page of Swords with the 3 of Pentacles. Now, this is all coming out to, you know, clarify that communication, right? The Knight of Swords. And, you know, I love when they double up the cards. When I clarify a card and they give me the same card, it's just heavy emphasis on, yeah, we need to first sever ties in one direction before going in a different direction passionately. Okay, dokie. So, what else do we have? Was that it? Yeah, that was it from that deck. Let's get you one more deck. There's an extra long reading. It is a birthday bonus, so I'll give you a lot extra this time. This is for Gemini. Thank you, Spirit. Honestly, though, I never time my readings. I just, as they want to come out, that's how we do. Sometimes they're longer, sometimes they're shorter. This is for Gemini. I appreciate you so much, Spirit. Thank you. Messages from this Oracle of the 7 energies for Gemini. Oh, something else flip? No. Okay. Oh, wow. What do we have? Oh my. Wow. Okay, first of all, on the bottom of the deck, we have a powerful move. Look at the chess piece, a powerful move. You're about to make a very powerful move here, Gemini. Holy cow, look at that energy coming through. It's all about making up your mind about something, kicking some sort of addiction, getting clarity of the mind, severing some ties with the past perhaps, but also knowing your worth here. Look at that, the royal you. So every morning, put on that crown and know that you are a divine being worthy of love and being cherished. You know, always striving to do your best in life. Where this is a school of life, we are continuously learning. We are continuously healing. It is what it is. Just do your best and know your worth. Keep your head high, chin up, shoulders back, and leap into this brand new adventure that's calling to you, Gemini. Let's get you some charms. Okay, interesting. This you're never going to be able to read this, so I can barely read it as you know, as close as I am, but it has a small trophy in the middle, and then it says scholarship underneath it. So perhaps you're winning a scholarship to go back to school for something, or perhaps some sort of money is coming through for you in some kind of way. Whatever. Let me know in the comments how that resonates for you. I'd love to hear from you. And we also have this really cute little teddy bear holding a heart. It reminds me of a Valentine's Day gift. And it says, thinking of you inside of the heart. So that's what I have for you today, Gemini. Happy birthday. I hope it's a wonderful one. Happy solar return. You're back in your first house. It should feel great and refreshing. And until next time, take it easy. Bye.